It's the Courtroom War Podcast. I'm your host, Andre Jacobs, and with us today is Ahmed Wesley, a big organizer out here in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. As you know, at the Courtroom War Podcast, what we speak about a lot is mass incarceration and issues related to mass incarceration. So we're not only focused on what leads a person to prison, we're also focused on how we can prevent people from going to prison. And Ahmed Wesley, better known as Coach Wes, is one of the people out here with his foot planted on it, with his feet planted to the ground, doing the real work that's keeping these kids out of prison and sending them to college instead. Go ahead and introduce yourself, man. Let people know who you are and what you do.
My name is Ahmed Wesley. I'm from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. I'm 40 years old. I'm just for the community, for my kids, for the education. Like you said, I ain't really get into it all as far as the incarceration piece, but that's where I was formerly at. So from that experience, it gave me an understanding of what we needed to do for our community. So, I'm on the ground.
Yeah. See, that's great. See, I never knew you was in prison.
Yeah.
And it was important to me to do this interview without actually knowing anything, knowing much about you. You know what I'm saying? Because, our interaction have always been based on, just business and support.
Right.
I saw you out there, saw you and your kids out there, on the corner selling them ices.
Right.
And that was our introduction, man. We've been building ever since.
Ever since, it's good. So, I appreciate the support as well. So you already know.
Oh yeah, you are. I mean, it makes sense to me.
Right.
It makes sense to me. And if I feel like if we want, our kids to grow up better than we did and different than we did, then we got to show them different things.
Of course.
So, when I seen you out there, with your babies and they hustling and they learning customer service and all of that, man, that excites me. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the kind of stuff I want to teach my kids when I have kids.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I was proud about that, man. Every time it's a nice day and I go past, they out there.
Right.
They hustling, they grinding.
That's the key. No better. Just teaching them for them to understand that, even when you're tired, you be saying, Dad, can we just take a day off? There's no days off. Days off, but you enjoy the day that is given to us. So I teach them to appreciate the day, appreciate every time we wake up. So with that excitement for them, they're already ready to work. They're already ready to go. And to them, it's not work. And that's what I wanted them to see and experience in that way, far as just being independent, just doing what you feel is on your heart. You have to do it. And I want them to do it with joy. So with that opportunity, and plus the icy sell themselves, so you already know.
Hot weather people think icy.
And you got to think of when you do ices, what does it remind you of? And most of when I started this 10 years ago, that's what I really got into it for, was the understanding of when you was a kid, how free you was, how you felt, the memories that it brings back. And most of the time, everybody that comes up say, man, when I was a kid, they just bring back up so much good memories on a bad day. When they're having a bad day, they come get that icy and be like, the smile comes back. And that's all you want to give them. Just give them a smile, keep going, man. We can get through this. So
a good, a positive encounter with a good memory and a good story to go with it.
Right.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, it is important, man. That brings balance to the world. Like you don't know, like people don't realize when you send people out to the world, with that good feeling and them good thoughts, who else they might have touched, just from that encounter, just from that icy.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
So we want to keep that energy, that good energy passing on. So,
Your daughter, and what's her name? Amariah, right?
Amariah, yeah.
Yeah, we did our little reel on Instagram. It did like 1,600 views.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, like 1,600 views. Showed her shirt, her queen
okay.
shirt. She 12. You
Right.
know what I mean? I was impressed by that. You know what I mean? 12 years old. I wish I was doing that at 12 years old. I wish, my nieces and nephews would be doing, that kind of stuff at 12. I would love to see all of these kids, in these positions. I'm going to tell you the truth, man. I used to have this, when I was in prison, I had this idea that,
Right.
like we should make a movie, like a movie should be made where
Mm-hmm.
the kids are in all the positions of power.
Right. Right.
Presidents, state representatives, senators, business owners, everywhere we go, the kids run them.
That might be right though, because the kids, that they blunt, they to the point, and they're thinkers.
They different. They different.
Yeah,
You know what I
yeah,
mean? The kids is different. And sometimes like the things that we make complicated as adults, kids make simple.
right. But that's how we're supposed to be at the end of the day, I believe.
Mm-hmm. We lost it.
Yeah.
We lost it through adulthood, through hardships and
Right.
being jaded and things like that. We lose that, freedom of thought and freedom of heart, freedom of love. You know what I'm saying?
We do, but I believe it's up to the individual. See, this is where I come, because my kids will tell you, I still teach simplicity. No matter everything I have been through, I still deal with it in simple terms. That's the only way I feel we can get through anything with an understanding. You know what I mean? So with that, I believe we have to keep everything simple, no matter how complicated others try to make it. So for me, in art, that's our balance in everything that we do, because we come against a lot of different things. And I just ask them, just keep it simple. Can we help or can't we? Be honest and stay in truth. And I think dealing with that life in them terms, I think everything will turn out the way it's supposed to. That's where I'm at with them mentally. You know what I mean? So
that's good, man. You raising kings and queens, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I love it, man. I love it, man. And so tell me a little bit about your prison. When did you go to prison?
It was down. I did 5 altogether down at the county. Back in, I want to say 08, that's when I caught the charges. It was more guns, drugs. It was some illegal search and seizure, but at the end of the day, I had to take the responsibility for what was going on. So we were going around doing some things, and I did what I had to do. Took the time, was on probation for like forever. It seemed like forever. In them times, though, I never looked at it like that. You know what I mean? That I was even locked. When I was locked up, I was in the chest. I was reading in my word daily.
Chess, you said?
Huh?
You said chess?
Yeah, okay. Chess. Yeah. We played that game down back in Westinghouse. I want to say like 4 or 5 years ago, we had a chess group in Westinghouse. There's when you go on Westinghouse over the thing, that's my group.
Okay.
So Mr. Rob and some other guy had Mr. Rob and me started a chess group. But anyway, playing chess, just frame my mind, just trying to understand what led me to these decisions that I have made. Why am I sitting in this place when I have kids out here, when I had other things moving that were in a positive way? So that kept me focused. You know what I mean? Just keeping everything simple, understanding my faults, understanding my responsibility, understanding what I had to do to overcome these things. And I did them things.
I feel like I want to focus more on you and your work, but just like briefly, in regards to chess, I feel like chess teaches you the simplicity of life.
Always.
You know what I'm saying? Chess teaches you the simplicity of life. Like no matter how bad it is, no matter how dark it is, it's always a move to be made. You know what I'm saying? And you learn that in chess.
You learn that. Yes, right.
And you also understand, and you also understand that when a move is made,
right,
you got to make a move.
Right.
And you got to make your next move your best move. It's better to make your next move your best move, but at minimum, you have to make a move.
You have to make a move. And that's, if you keep that in your mind like that, there's no time to sit back and, bro, I did this, I could be here. There's no time for that.
Press the button.
Press
the button.
Like, you gotta be able to think, and you got to be able to understand what's going on. And that's how I took it. I just took it that simple, and chess helped me really realize, bro, you can be 2-3 steps ahead. Like, there's no problem with that. You know what I mean? It's not. You just got to know how to move it. So, right, I believe as we come out, even whoever comes in and out of prison, as we come out, most people don't have their steps in order. I mean, most people are still on the same step. Like,
they said, I remember this saying, and it reminds me of this person that I used to watch play. I used to follow his games. The saying goes, you got 3 types of men: those who think in days, those who think in months, and those who think in years.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Most people you meet are thinking in terms of days. I'm gonna do this today. I'm gonna do this today. Some guys are planning months ahead. I gotta get my credit together. You think I'm saying? I'm trying, put some money together for this house. And then there's other guys that's thinking bigger. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna put this 10-year investment up. I'm gonna get this piece of art, and 3 years later it's gonna be this. You see what I'm saying? So that's the levels of minds that you're dealing with. You know what I mean? When you're dealing with people. But chess is a beautiful thing. I'm gonna say this one last thing about chess. We could talk about chess all day.
Go ahead.
But I was watching this one guy named his name Worm. I think they used to call him Bookworm, but they call him Worm. And he's like, listen, man, I got made in 13, and he don't even see it yet. I'm thinking he talking trash.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking he just like trying to sound artsy.
Right.
Sure enough, when they got to the 8th move, it start coming together. I'm looking and I'm like, oh yeah, he done. But it's really minds like that that's really thinking literally 13 moves ahead of their opponent.
And that to get there. Wow. It's amazing. That's where we all want to be.
Absolutely.
Moves ahead. That means you'll never get caught up in the little things. You know, gonna happen.
So I want to talk more about your work, man. Like with the kids and the softball and the entrepreneurship and all of that kind of stuff, man.
All right. I mean, you know what? This is probably one of the things I probably don't do enough is talk about myself and what I do. It's just because the community, they all talk about what I do. You feel me? And I try to leave that to y'all in that sense. Far as how do y'all view what I do? Because me, I'm just doing it out of what's in my heart. At the end of the day, I started softball because of my daughter, my oldest daughter. She's 19. She'll be 19 this year, but she's a cardiac patient. So her heart's on the other side of her chest. All these complications when she was young, you understand? So my job then still, as it is now, was to not let her dwell on that process, not let her feel victim to what's wrong with her and make her feel different. You understand? Mentality. I had to keep her strong in that sense, which in turn made her physically strong. Like, she was a great softball player. I threw her a ball one day. She hit this thing. I said, oh my goodness, I got one. And she never gave up. And that was the thing. So she inspired me to do a lot of different things. You know what I mean? Just to continue to work with the kids, all her friends, everybody, because she never felt she was different. And that's what I wanted. You understand? So, but to the softball thing, she's like, Dad, and I want to do something. I said, what you want to do? She was like, I want to play softball. I said, all right, cool. Let's create a team. And with that, my brother was running the Homewood Baseball Association at the time. And he was like, bro, we don't have a softball team. Go ahead. You got it. And we created a softball team. And from there, been running ever since. So with that, we I'm in the 3 different communities as far as that goes. Wilkinsburg, Swissville. We all try to work with all the kids in the community. My goal was to get the girls because there was nothing for them to do at the time. You know what I mean? All the girls, they was just running around, nothing to do. There was a lot of sports for the young men. Um, so I figured softball. I learned it like I don't even like baseball. So, you know what I'm saying? So for me to be a coach was just kind of funny to me because I don't even like the sport for real, but I enjoy the game. So I don't know if that makes sense. You know?
Oh, it makes perfect sense to me.
Yeah. So
like let me just give you a prime example. There's a guy from my city named Tone Cook. And
okay.
he's the head of Push Harrisburg. And
Okay.
I literally just saw a video of him this morning entertaining kids singing a song about ice cream.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like when it comes to the kids, like even things that we normally wouldn't do or that we don't really find enjoyment in when they're not involved, we find enjoyment in it because we know that it's making them happy. So
and I think that's where my thing was. It was never about me. It was about them. If it made y'all happy, if it made y'all stay out the way and get a better education, want to work better for yourself, get stronger, have better understanding, I'm all for it. I mean, I'm all for the betterment of the people. So
let me ask you, like, speaking of that, the betterment of the people, could you like shed some light or get some insight on the social or community impact that having all of these different kids involved in sports has?
I mean, the social impact just in itself, it gets you to meet just other people, learn how to deal with people because most of our kids don't have that communication skill. The simple hi, how you doing, basic respect. It teaches the kids that a lot because well, you have to model that. You know what I mean? So as a coach, they know how to come to me. There's no, what's up, my nigga? What's up, bro? None of that. I'm none of that. I'm Coach Wes. I when I'm speaking, you're quiet. The whole respect thing. We try to walk through that. The kids learn because we take them different places, so they learn how to get out of their community. They see different things. So when they see different things, it inspires them to maybe I might not want to play in this class because I kind of like that adventure. You know what I mean? So it's just giving the kids experiences. That's what my dad and my stepmom did for me. They gave me experiences when I was young to feed off of, to open my mind. And I think that's what's happening in our community. We don't have enough experiences. Like the experiences are the same. It's the basics. You know what I mean? There's no we ain't digging in the yard no more. I let my kids play in the dirt. Like this is what we did as a kid. Like this is how we experience certain things. You understand? They'll never know what that experience is playing in the dirt. They might want to be scientists from here on in. Like, Dad, I saw the worm grow. I saw this, that, the other. Cool. I'm encouraged that. Whatever wherever you want to go, I'm going with you. And that's what I give the kids. Like I'm their support system. And that's so I let them know there's no fear. What is fear? I don't understand that, me personally. I know what it is, yes. But to live in that, nah.
You don't know it so well that you got an intimate relationship with it.
I understand it though. Don't get me wrong. I do understand it, but that's not where we live. You understand? So it's that's the joy, just to see the kids smile, just to see the kids open up to things that they didn't think was possible. That's what we want to give our kids. We want to let them know that. Like that's why the icy business, because I started it in 10 years ago in a camp because there was nothing to do in camp. And a couple of my people and Miss Latika Smith gave me the opportunity. She said, go ahead, run the program.
Who is she?
She was my director at a camp that I was at.
Mm-hmm.
So she was the one who gave me the go ahead. So when she gave me the go ahead, I didn't know what I was doing. You feel me, bro? I'm just going off of the excitement of the kids. I'm like, yo, y'all want to do an icy stand? They said, yeah. But I remember that from my experience when I was young, when I was down south with my dad and my stepmom. They took me probably, I think, the MLK mural somewhere down there, but there was people on the corners, icy, shaved ice, the whole nine. So I remember that, and I said, wow, that might be a great idea for the kids up here. And from there, still going on. You know what I mean? So, and then I started after a while just understanding it's teaching them business, like you said, customer service, teaching them how to interact with each other, how to work together. They get to find their strengths, their weaknesses at a young age. So I thought that was a good opportunity.
And we're gonna talk money too. It help them understand money. You know what I'm saying? Especially when they talk about they want them $225 LeBron James. You know what I'm saying?
Listen, she just got, my daughter just got paid the other last week. That's what she wanted to go buy, but she was so excited that she had her own money to go buy it, and that's what you want to see. You know what I mean? My thing was it a smart decision? That's what I'm talking to her about. Like, you're spending a $200 on a shoe when you could have bought 2 pair of shoes and got an outfit. That's how I'm thinking with the 200. And I'm and her talking about it, but she's like, Dad, I earned this. This is what I want. And when she said that, it made me smile. That's what we do. You wanna earn and feel good about that and get what you
Yeah, let them feel it, man. Let them feel it. They go to a point once they look at that shoe rack and they see all them shoes.
Right. But that's how it is. Even when we started out in the camp, the kids, their big thing was, can we get the movies? I said, man, look, we can make enough money to buy the movie theater out. They said, what is that? I said, these are the things we can do if you put your mind to it and work for it. You can do whatever you want. So with that, once we finished, we made enough money to buy the movie theater out. Not only that, and then take us to a restaurant and bought that joint out too. They gave us the whole couple hours to ourselves, close the restaurant. So the kids to see that, they were so excited from there on in. They was all in. They was sold. So with that, it was just one of them experiences, I think, for the kids and for everybody around to see that. They needed to see that these kids can come no matter what side of the track they was from, they all came. All work together. Yes, you had your little minor issues, but that's a part of the job. You got to teach. So if you know
that reminds me of the story I heard about this guy I got a lot of respect for. He's one of the few people I ever looked up to as a kid. His name's Dr. Nathaniel Williams.
Okay.
Yeah, he's the owner and president of a string of group homes called Spectrum.
Okay. They're here, right?
Yeah, they're here too. They're like in this area in the Poconos. They're like all over.
Okay.
Yeah. So he said that when he was 13 years old, I guess he was signing a document, and he seen on the document that somebody had signed their name, had put behind their name CEO or director of services or something like that. In his mind, he was like, I'm going to be that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And he was, and he is.
Right.
So I just like, when I hear stories like that, you know, I think about the mental message that you're sending to these kids.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? At this young age, you know, to have somebody tell them, which nobody never told me,
right,
we gonna buy out the movie theater, or we gonna buy out you see what I'm saying? Like, just to think that that we have the control and we have the ability to do things other than what we see around us. You know what I mean? It's an empowering thought.
Right. And that's the key, because I want them to do more than me. Like, I walked on this in faith with understanding this is my purpose to serve. So I serve. And serving comes in different forms. You feel me? That's why I said I did the teaching middle school. I did that in high school, ran after school programs. I did the early childhood education. Serving has many faces. You feel me? You just got to be willing to do what you need to do to make sure all these things are serviced and you're doing the right thing. So,
and and I think it's important too to just like know your place,
right?
Know your skill set.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Value yourself to know that this is where you fit in, or that's where you fit in, and that's where you need to serve.
Right. Right.
Yeah. So you wanted to tell us a little bit about your magazine, Fatherhood.
Yeah, this is my brother. My brother, Anwan Wesley. He's the head of I Love Life. This is his magazine. He started this when he was young, man. You know, he asked me to join with him. So that's my little bro. So I told him, you know, whatever you need, I got you. So
hashtag Father's Day every day.
Yeah, every day. And that's what it is. And that's what we wanted to show the people. So with that, we have a lot of different, and this is my daughter, the one who had the heart surgery. So we had we just wanted to show the impact of fathers, that there are fathers out here that are still doing what they do. And back then, when you go to the doctor's offices and things like that, there's no magazines in there for us. There's no magazines to speak about, Dad, what should we do? Because we do take our kids to the doctors as well. You feel me? So when we looked at that, we was like, my brother, he definitely got into his mind like, we got to change this. And this is how he decided to change it. You know what I mean? And from there, that's my guy. That's my bro. I love him, but he's an inspiration as well.
Yeah, so, that's good. He got that mind. You know what I'm saying? He got that mind, that problem, solution.
Right.
Problem, solution. Like, is, you know, straight to it.
Right.
I want to ask you a question though, man. I actually spoke to a couple different men about this, and they you know, told me that they had the same problem. Like, I don't be feeling like I connect with my nieces as well as I connect with my nephews.
So what's the question? That's how do we connect?
It's well, that's gonna be the question. But okay. I'm asking you, like, have you ever heard that? Like, is that something that you ever struggled with, you know, before having daughters or, you know, anything like that?
No, just because, like I said, I was in the teaching field early. Like when I turned, before then, like when I was 17, 18, I was doing after school programs. You know what I'm saying?
Before you had your kids.
That male, female understanding, that relationship where it's my nieces and nephews, I love them. They like everybody else though. You feel me? Because I work with both segments, I really don't have that problem. I can relate to either side.
Yeah, like for me, well, I haven't had as much access, you know, to my nieces, you know what I mean, either. So, you know what I mean, that makes a difference, like just being able to hang around with them and seeing what they into and listen to them and things of that nature. But yeah, man, you know, that's important to me because I love them all the same. Like, I would do anything for them, you know what I mean? The same. It's just that I don't be feeling like I'll be getting the same level of openness with my nieces that I do with my nephews.
And I think that comes with their experiences as well. You feel me? Because to be open, you have to be around people who you can be open with. You feel me? Most kids are not around good people. Like, I mean, at the end of the day, yeah, that I think that was one of the things with one of my daughters I had to deal with, far as just being close. And I always ask, like, well, what's going on? Like, why is it hard to pull information out of you when you're in a loving and safe environment. You know what I mean? And I think her experience far as being with her friends and how her friends was treating her and the things that got out kid stuff. You feel me? Close her in, but letting her know that I'm here for you. I'm not your friend. And I think that's where we have to draw the line at far as parents and kids. I'm not your friend. I don't want to be your friend. In that sense, you understand me? Kill that. I want you to be able to come to me with everything. You can't do that with a friend. I just don't believe that. Me personally. So you just gotta let them know the difference. You know what I mean? I think they have to know you are that person that they can come to with everything. I think they have to feel that comfort. Until then, yeah, you gonna get what you get. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I be thinking along the lines like, what I remember influencing me as a child.
Okay.
Because I was real in tune with my, I was unusually in tune with my emotions.
Okay.
But I didn't know how to communicate.
Right.
So that was a problem. But I still remember the things that was influencing me though. You know what I'm saying? Right. So I'll be trying to like be real careful about you know, the messages that I communicate to these kids.
Right. I mean, and we all have to be conscious and thoughtful in that sense. But like you said, to understand that emotion, nobody who is teaching the kids that how to understand their emotions. I think that's where that's the simple part of it. We have to let the kids know how to deal with emotions and not let emotions lead you. And that's the problem. Most of the kids are just reacting and nobody's thinking.
I feel like you know those kids have become adults, and a lot of adults are like that too.
And we wonder where we learned it from. You know what I'm saying? And it's no fault of theirs in that sense, but there is a responsibility to, if this one thing that is not good continues to happen, you do have to look at yourself. And most people don't like self-reflection. That mirror is crazy. You know what I'm saying? So I believe we have to deal with that. You have to deal with your issue. Because we're not always right. Like I tell the kids, I'm not always right. And you'll hear me apologize when I'm wrong. But you have to be willing to apologize. You have to understand that your way might not always be the right way, or you might have heard that thing the wrong way and took it and made a decision that had nothing to do with what we're talking about. You know what I'm saying? Admit that. I just believe you have to accept your responsibility. I believe that. That mirror.
That's important. Yeah, that's important, man. And like you said, man, it ain't easy. I was just actually talking about on Instagram. I had did a post about why people lie. You know, one of the reasons why people lie is because they don't want to admit that they're wrong. You know,
bro. That's one of the main things. Like we can get through a lot of things if you admit you're wrong when you're wrong. We can get through a lot of things, I promise. But most people don't want to do that because it's a pride thing. You're pride. You're feeling way more than you should feel about yourself. You understand what I'm saying? It becomes, I don't know what it is, but a lot of people are like that in this right now.
To me, it's a limited scope. It's a limited scope. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, self.
Right.
It's like you've gotten to a point where you've like took the focus completely off of the issue.
Right.
Like, we can't even get back to the issue now because only thing we're talking about right now is you.
Right. and so we got to understand that though. And I think it just goes back to the saying, like, you can't argue with people who don't have a ability to think or understand. Just some things that just go over, no matter how simple we break it down, no matter how we bring it to each other. Just some people just don't have that ability, and I think that's something we all need to work on as well. You know what I mean? Thinking, understanding those things are keys to conversation. So if we don't have them things, we're just talking.
So listen, I just wanted to say that I love the work that you do.
Okay, appreciate.
You know what I mean? I see you out there. That's my, that's my work route. 9 times out of 10, when you see me, I'll be going to work that way.
Right.
And I respect you, you know what I mean, as an individual, man. Right. And I'm happy when I see you. I'm happy to see you out there with your kids and what you communicating to them and seeing them do their thing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I went by there one day and I handed your daughter a $20 bill and she was like, "What's this for?" I was like, "That's for all the kids. Just give them all ices." You know what I'm saying? Right. But I just wanted them to make money.
Right.
I just wanted them to make money.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, listen, and when y'all do that, that definitely helps some of the kids that's in the neighborhood as well. You feel me? Because most of the kids, they ain't coming up with money. And I still have the complimentary cups for them, even if they don't have the money, because I don't want nobody to feel like, oh, I can't afford it. I can't come here. Mr. Wes ain't going to, well, I look out for everybody because we all a community. I understand. We all ain't going to have this at certain points in our life. I mean, where's the people that's helping? So, and the kids, I'm teaching them that early. So,
That's good, man.
Coming past, like, yeah, I mean, your inspiration. The kids love it. They know when you ride past too. So it's a good thing, and it inspires us all. Like, and that's all I want to do, be an inspiration to everybody around. Because I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people out in these buildings watching that are looking out, and and they're seeing it, and I want them to be inspired. That's all. And we have inspired a lot of people throughout these years, and I see it. You know what I mean? I see the independence. I see people out here grinding. I see the fathers becoming more visible, and because they was trying to make us like we wasn't present. You feel me? We're present. There's real fathers out here that are actually doing above and beyond, and we don't need that recognition. But just know we're out here. That's it.
Yeah, and I see every time I pull up, it's people there.
Yeah.
It be lit.
Like I be telling the kids, ices will sell themselves. They will, bro. You pull up, it's hot. It's hot. You look over, you see ice and juice. You're pulling over. A couple people say, "Bro, I just saw the ice and juice and pulled over." But then, like I said, it brought them back to a memory when they was younger. They was like, "Bro, I was having a bad day. I pulled, man, this icy. You just don't know." And they start going back into something that made them happy. They pulled off happy. That's all. Changing.
I'm gonna tell you, just like what I would like to see is people lined up for them ices at your stand, blocks and blocks and blocks around the corner. That's what I want to see.
All right, hey, me too. Let's get in there.
You know what I'm saying? That's what I want to see, man. You know what I'm saying? I support that. Whatever I could do to help bring that vision alive, I'm on standby for it. You know what I'm saying? That's what I want to do, man. I want your kids to have a memory where they say, "Yo, remember that day we made $5,000?"
Yeah.
You know, remember that day we kept selling out?
Let's bring it in. I'll put you on that one. I want them because that's a good memory.
It's a good memory, man.
Forever.
It's a good memory, and it's like it expands the scope again. You know what I'm saying? Like scope is real important to me. Like how you spoke about taking them to different areas, interacting with different people, thinking inside their mind that maybe this, maybe that, you know what I'm saying? That imagination.
Right.
So, you know, when you touch $5,000 at 8 years old, at 10 years old, then you see what I'm saying? By the time you 15, you thinking, why not 100,000?
Why not?
You know what I'm saying? Why not 100,000?
Right.
So, you know, that's what I'll be looking for. And it's not about the money. It's about the mindset. It's about the mentality. It's about the idea that you can do more. That whatever you accomplish, you can do more and more and more and more, no matter what it is.
No matter, and it just brings that, just to say that, like I told the kid, they said, what made you go like this? There was a day when I came out of jail, there was some white dude. He was like, we was going to Mwella, some minority little thing for apprenticeships. You feel me? To get, I was going to become a carpenter. He was like, bro, because I really didn't want to do it. I was just bored. Like, he was like, bro, you're not going to be able to do this. That right there motivated me to be like, dang, that he was doubting. You know what I'm saying? But it wasn't even about him. It was more about me. Doubt, like, am I really giving my all to every situation? I had to question myself. Once again, pulled out that mirror. I had to ask myself, are you doing the best you can do at this moment? So we went through this whole class, got all this, messed around. I got in the apprenticeship program. Dude didn't. Still seeing today. Bro, you still doing an apprenticeship? Nah, I just did it because you said I couldn't. I really didn't want to do anything like that. I knew where my calling was, but it was just the whole point of getting myself focused. You know what I'm saying? It was more of a self check to understand that everything we do, we got to give our best.
Yeah,
that's the only thing I can teach my kids, man.
And see, that's that chess mentality right there. Like, it's impersonal. Like, when we fell, it's not the other person. It's me going back and saying, look, did I make a bad move?
Right.
No, when he did that, I could have made a better move.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Oh, he 3 moves ahead of me. I got to be 5 moves ahead of him.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? When we lose, we lose.
We lose.
It ain't nobody's fault but our own. That's how we look at it in a game of chess. So when you move that, you know, towards life and things are not going your way, you gotta
take that reflection.
You gotta look at yourself.
Yeah, you got to.
You gotta look at yourself, man. I
think that's the most important thing. And from there, I believe you'll be able to understand where you're going wrong and where you can go from there.
Now, let me just say this too, just in all fairness, like, we're not gonna make it sound like there are not forces out there, you know, against us, or, you know, maneuvering and putting all these things together to try to make us fail, setting up things to make us fail, of course. But I feel like not just in life in general, but it's in all specific areas of life, there will be obstacles.
Always.
You know, there will be obstacles, and many of them are natural, many of them are impersonal. If you plant a seed outside right now, you want something to grow. It might not rain for you every day. It might not be sun out there for you every day. You dig what I'm saying? But if you stay the course long enough and you look at it, you know, with the right vision, understanding that in life there are seasons, then you're gonna get it to where it need to be.
Right.
So ultimately, it's still about you, no matter the obstacles.
No matter the obstacles, and that's where that's how simple it is. That when you keep it that simple, you'll be able to accomplish whatever you need to accomplish. I just believe that. Yeah, who's to tell you when you're supposed to do something? It's not their time. It's your time. When you get done, when your mind is right, when you're ready to move on, you can do that. You just got to trust that, and trust and believe you have that strength to do it. You know, and that's big.
That's everything.
Yeah, it is. Like,
that's everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm glad that, you know, we didn't, you know, some people that come on, I pre-interview them and stuff like that just to see, you know what I'm saying? But like, I'm glad that we did it this way because, for one, I learned a whole lot of stuff about you that I didn't know. You know what I'm saying? And for two, we ended up you know, meeting minds on issues that I didn't intend, like I didn't know that that's what that's the level that you was on, you know what I'm saying? And that's part of the message that you was pushing. But like my company, Supreme Network Global, that is the essence of Supreme Network. The essence of Supreme Network is that we direct our own script.
Right.
We direct the script.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? I don't care what happened to you. Right. I had a terrible life. Right. I had a terrible childhood.
Right.
I had all the major obstacles you could think about. I had them. I've been there. Mm-hmm. But every day I still choose to win.
Tuesday. Bro, that's it. That mind, like you said, the mindset. You gotta have it. Mm-hmm. No matter what. And then that's what it is. Like, and I think no matter what. I don't understand excuses. I tell my kids I don't believe excuses. I don't believe in none of that. They try to hit me, Dad, because I was but you got a clock. So you should have set your time the night before so you can get up on time. I don't want to hear you was tired and you stayed up late and you watched TV. That has nothing to do with me. But did you prepare yourself for the next day? So when we start getting like that and start focusing and understanding, we'll start cutting back on the excuses.
And they gonna remember that.
Yeah.
They gonna, when they get older, they gonna, not that they're not applying it now or remembering it now, but when they get older, they gonna look back and be like, I'm glad my dad taught me that.
Right.
Or people gonna ask them like, such and such, you're Ann Mariah, you're here on time every time.
Right.
Yeah, because my dad, he used to tell me, they gonna be quoting you and everything.
And that's what you want. Like I told him, I told my oldest daughter this, and she came back to me a while ago and said, she is like, Dad, remember you told me when I really needed to hear you, I'll hear you. She is, I was going through something, and your voice spoke clear to me. I knew what to do. I said, it's all that matters. But y'all always tell me, Dad, you talk too much and X, Y, Z. I'm talking for a reason. Because I know you're going to need it. You know what I mean? I see I'm in a place where I can understand things where you're at in your life right now that you don't even see. Only thing I can do is give you the game to prepare you.
Let me ask you this one last question. We're running short on time.
All right.
For other people that are interested in starting teams or getting teams involved, what advice would you give them? How to start a team, the moves they got to make, and things of that nature?
Honestly, to start it. That's the only way I did it. I just started it. I found the kids. I was already, like I said, my brother was already the president of Homewood Community Sports. So you got to find somebody who's already connected. Obviously, this is how everything works. Find those who are in that place that can get you to where you need to go. And whatever the sport is, like I said, I wasn't a fan of baseball, softball, but I studied it because my kids wanted to play. So you got to, once again, took myself out of there to understand if I'm going to be a coach, these are the things that I need. So you got to prepare yourself. You know what I mean? So no matter what you wanted to do, my bad, just start it. Study it, start it, find those who are in that field, gather a relationship and build. That's it.
Press the button.
Yeah, just press the button. Like you go.
Yeah.
Go. Seriously. So
all right, man. I appreciate your interview. I appreciate your time.
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean? And of course, I'll be seeing you soon as usual.
All right, my man. Yeah, we'll be out there tomorrow. Y'all come through. Larmer Station Street, Hot and Icy Crew, 12 to 5. Come out and see us.
Hot and Icy Crew. Let's bring that vision alive. You know what I mean? Let's bring that vision alive. Anybody in the area or outside of the area that visit the city of Pittsburgh, man, stop by Hot and Icy Crew and buy them out.
Please do. We appreciate it, man. Thank you.
All right.
Have a good one.
You too.
Yeah.